When we first started development on abduction, one of the first tools we knew we needed was something that we've called slabs. This is a tool where you're able to take a simple mesh, typically a cube, in our case, almost exclusively cubes, and you're able to very simply extrude the cube into any direction you want, just by holding down a key and dragging one of the faces. This is a feature that has been changed over time. We've iterated on it. It ended up starting as a slab system where you would take a static mesh. This isn't a brush, it is a static mesh. And when you would, we use the M key, when you would drag it, it would actually clone the mesh and then it would extrude the vertices. Um, so you can basically make any shape of box that you want. It's really useful in it supports us doing a couple of things. One of them is when we need to make a massing a level. It's really quick and easy to be able to create any size box you want, and then allows us to uh, lay out lay out the level and get the size and scale down to what we would like them to be. The other one that's really nice is you can actually make collision from this that are essentially permanent colliders. It can be ramps, it can be little walkways, anything that can be a very simple box shape. And you can always extrude this. This is sort of our, I guess, second iteration of this system. Rather than actually extruding the vertices so that it has to clone the mesh, save it out, this is actually using the same mesh that every other slab is using, and it is actually scaling the mesh and moving it so it stands still. So it's actually scaling it like normal. When you scale it, a scale is uniform, so it always goes from the center out. And when we do it, if you were to go the other way, it's always center out. So what we're doing is we pull aside and actually reposition the mesh. So it's a bit of an optical illusion, but it makes it look like the mesh is standing still and I'm pulling the box. But yeah, we ended up with a lot of uses for this. One of those uses was to define how we would load our levels. And so we ended up using this is the original slab system, but we defined these boxes with a set of uh, little assets that tell the system what levels we want loaded, what levels we want visible, and it piggybacks on the same system. Um, so you specify one of these, and it can tell which parts of Hunrath should be loaded, what parts of, Hunrath or maybe even other scenes should be loaded but invisible. And that's all driven through these simple shapes that are player triggered. So this was Hunrath's slab arena, which defined how and where levels were loaded and unloaded. That is our slab system. It's a very simple tool and it was very powerful, and we are still using it to this day, even though it's a slightly different version. But that is how we started building Abduction from scratch. Just little boxes. These rocks were originally boxes, and then they got replaced over time, and to become what you see now.